Welcome to the Christopher Peter Review. Human beings are not robots. No matter how much training, education, preparation, and experience, people will not always perform in the moment as intended or as hoped for by the external audience. While our flaws and failures may have big impacts, many times in sports we must acknowledge to some degree that the athletes, coaches, and even the officials all operate with the intention of offering fans a competitive fair contest worthy of the sport being played. The first day of the divisional round of the playoffs really tested whether there were good intentions with some critical poor performances by not only the players that are supposed to determine the outcomes, but the people that are simply supposed to enforce the rules, not alter the reality of what we see to make it seem like it is something different. At least that is the feeling that fans of the Buffalo Bills must be feeling following the opening game. The Buffalo Bills once again went on the road, this time to face the top seed in the Denver Broncos. The Bills started the game like you want a road team to do. Get the score in your favor right away and quiet the home crowd. For me, I believe a crucial point in the game came when the Bills blew a major chance to put the inexperienced young Broncos team down by 2 scores early. As they were driving, James Cook, a star running back plagued with ball control issues all season, gave up a fumble that seemed to wake up the Broncos, who in turn put the Bills down by 2 scores not that long after that. For a team with a good defense, but an offense many were not giving fair credit to heading into the game, it would have been interesting for the Bills to see if they could put the top inexperienced Broncos down early and hold them. But they did not capitalize on opportunities all game long. To make matters worse, Josh Allen added another 4 turnovers to the tally in this game, although one was quite controversial. A critical one on a play that should have afforded the Bills a golden opportunity to win the game. I am not sure how an offensive player can catch the ball, land, and not benefit from simultaneous possession at worst. But the referees ruled an interception and then made a couple more controversial decisions that aided the Broncos and doomed the Bills to once again come up short. I agree that at the very least, the ref should have taken another look at that play and ensured that they were making the right call. It was a key moment and pivotal to a playoff game. The play did doom the Bills, but missing a wide-open tight end that could have ended the game in regulation was just as impactful. Giving the Broncos the ball back to instantly kick a field goal did not help their case either. So, while I can agree there was a bad performance by the officiating crew, the Bills did not help themselves. Now, the Broncos will host the AFC Championship game against the New England Patriots, but they will not have their starting quarterback Bo Nix. Instead, former Patriot Jarrett Stidham will face his former team in only his 5th career start and first in the playoffs. A nice situation to face in your first start since 2023. There was no controversy in the night game. The Seahawks ended the game on the very first bit of action by returning the opening kickoff for a touchdown. The Niners proceeded to simply lose more players and really had nothing to offer the Seahawks. The boisterous entrance to the game was no match for the Seahawks' run game, defense, and special teams. The Niners eventually had to pull their starters and wave the white flag. There was no reason to risk a potential injury to a starting quarterback in Brock Purdy who they invested in, who repaid their investment with a second straight game with 2 turnovers. Kyle Shanahan will remain the best coach to not win a Super Bowl. But this season was a showing of the potential he always had as a coach. The busiest room in all of sports was the Niners training room, whose team doctors and training staff certainly earned their paychecks this season. Through it all, Shanahan almost captured the top seed. He will have to regroup and try again. On Sunday, C.J. Stroud showed us that experience is not everything as he threw 4 interceptions in the first half of the game. Stroud has made the playoffs each season of his young career and usually performs pretty well in the opening round. But the second round is the one that proves challenging, usually because he runs into an experienced team. Not this case, where he faced off against the New England Patriots. The game was played in bad weather as was the game in Chicago. Playoff games in the Northeast are great because there is a good chance of having snow. The weather definitely played a role in the quality of the game. But the biggest impact of the outcome was the poor decision-making that resulted in additional drives for the Patriots. To their credit, the Texans did not allow scores off those turnovers besides the pick 6, but those additional drives wear out a team. To be successful in anything, whether sports, business, or anything in life, is being able to make the right decisions more often than not in the biggest moments where it matters the most. In this game, one team was able to limit their mistakes and benefited from a bit of recklessness from their opponent. In the night game on Sunday, the same effect took place in what probably was the best game of the weekend. The Chicago Bears and Los Angeles Rams played a snow game as well in the snowy Windy City, but the game was cleaner than the one in Foxborough, at least on one sideline. But the game overall was close and eventually went to overtime. The pass that Caleb Williams threw to send the game to overtime is an all-time highlight. Unfortunately, he also threw the consequential 3rd pick that eventually led to the loss. The Bears have made a habit of playing bad early and overcoming the adversity they create, but in this game, the Rams were able to limit the mistakes and take advantage of opportunities handed to them. I am a big college football fan. I just love the tradition, pageantry, and iconic brands that define college football. In recent years, the game has changed so much, as players' compensation, conference realignment, and the process of determining the champion have all impacted the feel of the second most popular sport. The national championship game was really a clash of the past and present in a certain manner, a previous iconic brand trying to regain its standing back to the glory days, and the biggest turnaround in sports history with a previous lovable loser chasing a perfect season. The Indiana University Hoosiers had a memorable season that should give hope to other programs that are good academic schools with large alumni bases that could follow suit. They really understood the changing environment and shaped their turnaround to access players that could help them win. They could not change the traditional five-star talent because they did not have the legacy as the big blue-chip brands. Until now, they can walk into any five-star recruit now and speak about the quality of coaching they will receive and the opportunity to win and shine for a chance at the NFL. Luckily for us fans, the game was a great one and the only close one the Hoosiers have played in a while. Carson Beck did not get the redemption he was seeking. He was looking to change course after that brutal final game with Georgia, but an ill-fated throw ended that chance to finish his story. But the University of Miami should acknowledge that they are back as a legit contender going forward. Congrats to the Hoosiers and the whole campus and fan base of Indiana University. Now, my picks. The Broncos face the New England Patriots without their starting quarterback. The Seattle Seahawks will play another rubber game, this time against the San Francisco 49ers. The Broncos will be playing with a quarterback the Patriots scouted and drafted and has not played much. I will take the Patriots in that one. The Seahawks lost the first game to the Niners and won the last two. The Seahawks lost the first game to the Rams and will try to win this one to win the last two. The Seahawks did not play overall well in either of the first two games, but the Rams have not been dominant in the playoffs so far. Each of the first two games, they could and should have lost. In this game, I think the Rams should have an edge. They have more experience and there is that Sam Darnold effect. But, I think this is his moment to exercise the media demons around him. I will pick the upset here because I just do not think the Rams have played well overall and the Seahawks have the opportunity to send another rival home without a doubt.